Hello and welcome. Let's try out some Long War Rebalance. So, first off, I'm gonna choose Brutal because I don't think I'm good enough to play Impossible. And we're gonna turn on Operation Progeny. I don't have the DLC for Slingshot. I might get that if I decide that that's important. I'm gonna play no second wave options, and let's hit start game. So first of all, like, what is this game? This game it's like a mod of a mod, not quite. So there's XCom, Enemy Unknown, and then the expansion XCom Enemy Within, and then there was this huge overhaul mod called Long War that was extremely popular. And Long War Rebalance is a different take on Long War, is I think the best way to put it. So like it's kind of similar to Long War in the way like the game works conceptually, but a lot of gameplay has changed. And I think it's a very interesting take on XCOM. So I have had a lot of fun testing this game out. So first of all, our starting bonus. I don't have like a strong concept on, what the good bonuses are. So I think, let's see. What do I like? I feel like I want to pick something that gives me comparatively strong soldiers in the beginning, because I think the beginning is kind of difficult. Having a strong Shiv is nice. Having base DR is probably nice. So basically I'm looking at it is right here. I'm looking at the starting bonus. I might actually consider getting Wealthy Benefactor. Money does kind of become an issue, and having all your soldier salaries covered means you can just keep hiring soldiers without worrying about their salary. So I might just play with this and see what happens. Yeah.
We're going to be putting down in Mexico for this mission. We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
So in Long War Rebalance, the first mission is always on the same map, and you always get the same soldiers with the same stats. But I think there's a difference sometimes in what equipment they wear, kind of like in the original. So we've got we got an HE grenade and a concussion grenade, which is like the flashbang. So that's that icon. We've got a laser sight, which gives us, I think, crit chance, and an AP grenade, which does shred. And then we've got a med kit and an AP grenade. We've got an AP grenade and a plating that gives us extra armor. So we've got more white pips here. And we've got a laser sight and an HE grenade. Okay. So, also, what we always get on the first mission is we get 2 packs of sectoids and a single outsider. And so the grenades most likely are going to go toward hitting the outsider. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I think we want to go into the alley and see what we can find. So first things first, take a bit of a dash. There are a lot of very interesting changes in this mod, rather like how this mod is different compared to the base game, that I think like it forces you to play the game in a very different way. So the first thing is standing in front of a door gives vision through the door, is my understanding. So basically in original XCOM and in XCOM Long War, you could stand in front of a door to prevent the enemy from walking through it, because aliens can't open doors. And basically you could block their path and make it so that they had to come different ways, or that you could, force enemies into a funnel. You cannot do that in Long War Rebalance because they can see you through the door. And the other thing is, I believe doors open on their own between turns if you're like standing next to them or near them. Okay, so sorry, I'm talking way too much and not playing enough. But the second thing is, Overwatch is like covering fire, right? So in the original game, if an enemy is on Overwatch or if you're on Overwatch, the Overwatch shot will only go off if you move your soldier. But in this mod, Overwatch will go off if you shoot or use medkits or use anything else. And so there is this strategy where, like,
Moving on target location.
if you are out of line of sight of the aliens, then... Ooh, so this is awkward. Okay. Now, what I would like to do with you, I think, is just drop back.
Heading to that location.
And come over here with the shiv. Alright, we see one. And we have to be careful with these soldiers. 6 mobility. One, I love the interface. Just like being able to see things like... So for example, if I highlight this tile, then it tells me... The green eye here tells me that that tile is in line of sight of the drone, and the 5 is the distance from the drone to that tile. And then the 6.6M is the mobility of the drone. The 37 is like the percentage DR, etc., etc. But just being able to glance at the screen and understand what is happening and what is going to happen is such an improvement from like every other version of this game that I have played. Okay. So my goal here is to basically hide my soldiers and let them walk into me. Holo targeting is very scary in this mod. It's 20 additional aim instead of 10. And they gain a thing called penetration. Alright, so that thing right there means I'm being overwatched. Okay, so holo targeting. So penetration is basically... it deals that much damage regardless of how much DR you have. So shivs are very tanky in the beginning. They have 65% damage reduction. So in that case, like, let's say we can highlight a sectoid. Sorry, not that. Sorry, I have fire. How do I make it? There we go. I just want to click a sectoid. Oh, I see. I have to actually... Here. There we go. I F1 on the sectoid. And this number right here, this is the amount of damage data. So if a sectoid shoots me for 5 damage, but if I have 65% DR, then 5 times 0.35 is 1.75, which rounds down to, well, like... Assuming they hit me for 5, because it's a range. I think it's like 4 to 6 that they can hit you for. But if they hit you for 5, then that is 1.75 rounded down to 1. So I would only take 1 damage. However, if they have like 1 penetration, I believe that 1 penetration ignores one of the damage points that was reduced. So instead of getting hit for 1, I would actually get hit for 2. Just because I have holo targeting. Or I have been holo targeted. So, this allows me to ram. So I think I'm going to take that. Vroom, vroom. Pop. Okay. Ram is another thing that was added in this mod. Fantastic, I think. So I have to deal with this drone if I want to be able to kill the sectoids. Excuse me. So let's take a look. Can't see... I can see a sectoid from there. And it's only 2 sectoids in a drone. Okay. So what I could theoretically do is just grenade the drone. Right? I don't understand why I'm getting flanks on these. I can't tell if the game is bugged. I feel like the game is bugged. Hold on. Hold on. Let me save the game. Okay, and then let me exit to main menu and then load the game. Nope, it's giving me flank shots on them still. Huh. Well, not gonna question that. Let's take a look here. What's my shot chance? 66%. This tile says I'm not flanking them. Okay. I just need to kill the drone, I think. I mean, I guess I could ignore the drone. It'll probably shoot my shiv. No. Pretty sure ignoring the drone is a losing play. $79s. Oh, it's giving me flank shots on the sectoids anyway. Here, what if I then just... This is the one with no HP. Okay, so I can't... Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grenade here. And I'm willing to just get shot by the drone. So they're both disoriented. I'm just going to take a shot. Disorient also reduces their chance to, I guess, dodge your shot. Very strong. 6 mobility. Yeah. No. I would like to not start the campaign with an injured soldier. Okay, how about this? And we'll come to here. Okay. That drone hit harder than I would have imagined, but I guess, I mean, that would make sense. I think it was a 4 damage shot that crit for 6. Yeah, so it was 3, but it rolled to 4, and then crit. Okay, so now that we're super close, the scary thing is, right, even at point blank, I only have an 81% chance to hit this drone. I've got an AP grenade, which I might have to use.
Solid copy.
Drones are just very, very strong. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use a grenade.
Frag out.
Now that lets me pretty reliably shoot to kill it. Okay. Nice. Alright, we're doing okay. So we'll just come here. Take a... Do I have to be careful about EXP? Ooh, I haven't checked the breakpoints. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to get 1 kill on everybody or if I'm supposed to stack the kills on somebody. I'm not going to think about it too much. And, ooh, unfortunate. I'm going to try to learn this game as I play it. Like, I sort of tested it out, but I, obviously have not gotten good enough at the game to be comfortable playing on, like, the hardest difficulty. Okay. What am I trying to do here? So, I have moved all my soldiers except these 2. So I think I'm supposed to take very passive moves. Now, I would like this meld. If I dash to here and pull a pod, the scary thing that can happen is I can end up in a position where they overwatch me and I am being flanked. I would like to not have that happen. Well, that being said here, not sure what I want to do. Well, so somebody had a med kit, right? Who had the med kit? You have the med kit. Okay, let's just heal up real quick.
Come on, you'll be back in the fight ASAP.
And we will come to here, potentially reload. A little bit, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to move up into this area. Like, I don't know what the correct way to do it is. What if I move to here? That's probably a good tile.
Enemy spotted.
So there's an outsider. And outsiders are very scary in this mod. It has overwatched me. And it has the ability to run over here and flank me. It says it has vision, but not there. So I think what this means is I can run around the car without getting shot, right? I think that's how I'm supposed to interpret this information.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Cool, okay. It worked. Now, the Shiv. I think my goal is for the Shiv to get shot at. But in a way that forces the outsider to come down, maybe? So how about this? What if I bring the Shiv over to here? And with everyone else? So outsider doesn't have enough mobility to... is 8 mobility, right? It can't... Actually, I didn't check if it could get to the car. That's kind of scary. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it cannot get to here and flank me. Which means it can't make it to any tile that will flank this. 20 tiles. Okay. Kowalski, or Wilson is the tankiest one, so let's put you here. Groff is not tanky. You're hollowed. You can hide. And Roberts already used a med kit. Wait, no, Roberts did not use a med kit. Why did Roberts only have 1 mobility? Or 1 action? I don't understand what just happened there. Okay, anyway. So rather than shooting, which is only a 14% chance to shoot, I'm going to end with 1 AP left, which gives me a status called Combat Ready, which makes it so that the enemy has a chance to graze against me, which reduces damage taken. And it also gives me additional aim and mobility on this turn. Okay, so I would like to go and shoot this outsider. This ring is Close Combat Specialist. Once again, like, I really appreciate the level of information that the UI provides. So if I not only step into the ring, if I take any action within this ring, it will overwatch me and I will just die. So my understanding, this happened to me while I was messing around. Let's say if I go to here, I'm outside the ring, right? But if I shoot, it's going to cause my soldier to step out. And in that process, I think it's not clear to me if the step out is going to go from the middle of this tile to the middle of this tile, which means I'm not crossing the blue line. But I've had times when I was on the boundary and I went to like throw a grenade, I stepped out and then got shot. So I would like for that to not happen. So I could go here. I could flashbang. This might actually be the safer move. Because, right, what if I go here, I shoot and I miss? Then everything is sad. I could just grenade. That, honestly, is probably the better option.
Grenade out.
Okay, outsider is gone. Okay, so we have 1 more pod of sectoids. And we haven't heard any audio cues. So what if I... You're hollow targeted, but you're going to stop being hollow targeted next turn. What if I go to like here? Nobody. Which means we can kind of move everybody up if we want to. Still don't have any audio cues. So I suppose what I could do is run along the roof and see if I can find them that way. I think roof strategies are generally pretty strong in XCom.
Location confirmed.
Oh, I heard an audio ping. Oh, but it didn't tell me which direction. I feel like I heard it in my left headphone. So maybe they're over here somewhere? Okay. How about we move up this way?
Come on, sir.
Okay, we hear them over there. So there is one roof access point right there on this map. And I think the way we want to do this is like, well, here, I think we'll dash up with the Shiv. The Shiv is just tanky enough that if the sectoids shoot it, we're fine. How do I want to position? Well, maybe I'll take 2 moves. Here, how about this? Wait, is it just 2? Oh, it's just 2. Well, that's so cute. I don't know why I was so worried about this. Okay. So, surely... Oh. Well, I was hoping I could just get flanks on both of them. Well, this is unfortunate. Okay. Well, I suppose I could grenade them. Like from here? Do an AP grenade? Sure.
Solid copy.
In this, I'm trying not to kill the sectoid. Oh, I didn't do this properly. Yeah, I can't actually grenade them. Okay. That's fine. The important thing is I'm going to block the roof access. I'm going to chuck a grenade at... Can I get both of them? I feel like I saw it. Yeah, right there. Okay. Now this should not kill either of them. But it will red fog them. And nice, I got a disorient on the more problematic one. If I just run up with the Shiv, I think they'll just stand there and take shots at the Shiv, which is going to be fine.
Stepping off.
6.6 mobility. How about I just come over there and there. One thing I did sort of, well, I say I learned. Well, I'm about to say I learned. But I've been trying to do better is moving my soldiers in a way that the soldiers I would like to move with next turn are out of line of sight of the enemy, right? Because enemies do a lot of overwatching, and Overwatch is very strong in this game. So, like, this Shiv, for example, right? That little targeting icon on them, any action they make is going to get overwatched. And your soldiers in War Rebalance are just not very good at taking damage. Like, I know it's like a weird way to put it, but you have to exert a lot of effort into making sure your soldiers don't get shot at or damaged. I guess I'll take it with Gruff. Actually, maybe let's see. What if I move Gruff out of the way? I think that gives me the room to shoot. Maybe not. Oh, it's a flank because I broke the wall. Okay, we're fine. I prefer to have the EXP on Miller rather than Groff, because I have a theory on how I would like to use Groff in this campaign, and it is as an Exalt operative, so I don't need Groff to have EXP early on. Okay, so this is a feature added in Long War Rebalance. Basically, based on the number of turns you've taken, it does like a random roll. I don't know if it's a higher chance for if your turns are lower. I haven't checked that, but you can get these like additional meld events that occur. So even on maps that don't have meld canisters because of the game, like I think it's like the Van Dorn map, for example, can never have meld canisters, you can still get meld. And I actually think on the maps where the game doesn't spawn any meld canisters, Ucross has basically modded in that you're guaranteed to get these things if you finish the mission within a certain number of turns. I don't know. I think it's a great addition. It makes it so that, like, you know, certain maps in the map pool aren't just terrible because they have no meld. All right. Let's see. So we have promotions all around. Got 54 meld. Very nice. An interesting change is you don't get access to the the gray market from the beginning. You actually have to complete a research project in order to get access to the gray market. And we're starting in North America, right, because of Wealthy Benefactor. Okay, so what do I build first? Changes from Long War to Long War Rebalance. So fabrication capacity 2 means you can make up to 2 slots of things at once. So for example, if I make, you know, 2 satellites, that is 1 slot, so I can like make a motion tracker, right? But then what if I make another motion tracker? Because it's a separate like entry, this one is now queued, and it won't build until one of these 2 things builds. So this is a main difference from XCom and then original Long War, because in those, you had no limitation on the number of slots, and so it was generally smart to build items always one at a time, so you could cancel one at a time if you had to, right? But it also means that like you can't just build, you know, 420 shotguns or sawn-off shotguns at the beginning. I've tried using sawn-off shotguns. I'm like very bad at using them, but they feel really good, so I want to keep trying to learn how to use them. I'm going to build 2 at the start. And I'm also going to build, it's either a motion tracker or proxy. I think I'm going to build a motion tracker. Okay. And facilities, I'm going to dig for now. Research. So, general strategy for like Long War, like the original Long War, used to be, I think, always xenobiology first. I feel like the people I watched streaming were in general agreement that you always went xenobiology first because that unlocked council requests for sectoid corpses, and that was the main way you got scientists in the early game. That has all changed. In Long War Rebalance, the council requests you get are not, like, they don't unlock based on your tech level. You just get random stuff. And I'm sure there's like some internal like weights that change, but you no longer need to start Xenobio. You can start anything you want. And so I actually feel like I want to start with alien weaponry and go beam early on.
I agree.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to claim that that is the correct option, but I'm going to claim that is the option I want. All right. They give you 2 shivs at the start. My understanding is if you go to impossible difficulty, you only get 1 shiv. But that's that. We get very few soldiers. So we only get 13 soldiers, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the starting mission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 13, yep.
Commander to mission
okay.
Control. Commander to mission control.
Oh, sorry. These are the starting 6. I counted wrong. So I don't have Commander's Choice turned on. I think in Long War, I found it very difficult to play the game without Commander's Choice, just because the stats like matter so much on what soldier classes you want to pick. I feel like in Long War Rebalance, you have enough options on how to play with your soldiers that the stat line isn't so important. And also, I said, like, all of your starting soldiers, their stats are fixed. So the game is a lot more balanced in that regard. So with Miller, it's between infantry and assault. And I think because of the low aim and the high will, I'm going to try with Miller as on assault. That being said, this relentless quirk makes it synergize really well with light 'em up. Right? Because if you miss with light 'em up, you just get another chance to shoot. Whereas when are you missing with an assault? Right? Because you're going to run up and shoot them in the face. Maybe here, let's just go with infantry. Let's just try this. Okay. And Cameron Wilson. Wilson has high will, 6 HP, which is like average, I think, and really high mobility. So it's between the engineer and medic. Based on the patch notes, my understanding is tank medics are actually really strong in Long War Rebalance right now. So I'm going to try that. Kowalski. I'm going to turn Kowalski into a scout. I'm not too impressed with snipers as far as I can tell. Like, I might be using them completely wrong. I mean, obviously, right? Like, I'm probably using them just completely wrong. But it's just, they don't feel very impactful. So Roberts, between Rocketeer and Gunner, I'm going to go with Gunner. So I did a little bit of planning, some theory crafting, so to speak. And between these, like, I don't think the stat lines matter much. I think with these classes, you tend to rely more on their class kit and less on just, like, shooting things. So my choice here is, if they have a higher will, I want them to turn into Rocketeers, because I think Psi soldiers are better Rocketeers than Gunners. And so just because Roberts has low will, I'm going to turn Roberts into a gunner. And then we're going to see how that plays out. So those are my starting... Wait, 5. Where's my 6th soldier? Oh, my 6th soldier with my Shiv. I'm dumb. Right, so that's my starting 5. I think I'm, always going to take those promotions. All right. Now, let's... Do I have to do any more management? I think the answer is no. You don't have to rename your interceptors in this version of the game, but you only start with 3 instead of 4. It was 4 in Long War, right? And my understanding is the air game is fairly difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and order an interceptor and see where that takes me. I'm also going to recruit soldiers. And that's all of my money. Right? Yes. Okay, well, let's take a look at what happens. $21 meld for 2 engineers. I think generally, anytime you get offered something for meld or weapon fragments in the early game, you just take it. Engineers, they make you build everything faster. And they also... You need breakpoints. So let's see. The uplink, I think, is the one I care about the most. You need 20 engineers to be able to build the satellite uplink. Okay, so we have our first scout. And this one uses, I think... Is it SZ Mind? I don't know how to say the name. Who made this mod? It's like the Squadron Unleashed. So it completely overhauls the air game, right? This was not a thing in the base game or in Long War. You can send multiple planes up, and there's this concept of which one is in, like, not like the lead position, but it's like there's the main plane and then all of your supporting planes. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I want to go lead and mid. No, I think I go lead, actually. Yeah. Because I really want to drop this scout with this one interception. Okay, let's just do this. So what lead, mid, and rear do is lead makes you have higher aim, but you also take more shots. It's either you take more damage or you dodge less or something like that. Oh, I'm struggling. Okay. That was a bad interception. So I definitely need that extra plane. Because repair time is so long on these. You can spend money to lower the repair time, and it lowers the repair time by 50% of the damage. So I think I'm going to go ahead and spend 150 credits to repair this. Right. Because I want that plane for the next interception. Jeez. Okay. So we get this little thing even without the hyperwave relay. Once again, fantastic improvement to the game. So this estimate, I think... I don't know if these numbers are perfectly accurate, because when you crash land a UFO, the game like internally rolls some like checks and potentially kills off some of the enemies. So I don't know if it means that 19 is the original size and up to 4 enemies can get killed. Like, I don't actually know the exact details of this information. But then before you have the hyperwave relay, you get these like hints. But I think these are also like randomized. And what I mean by that is, I don't think you get hints for every alien that's present. I think there's just like a chance to roll certain hints. All right, so I know for sure that there are sectoids, and the crystal chest is referring to the outsider. But like, there could be other UFOs or other aliens on the UFO. I think it's just like the game hasn't bothered to tell me. Okay, so let's do the loadout. You get 8 soldiers on the UFO. So there's no squad size upgrades in Long War Rebalance. Instead, the number of people you get to take depends on the type of mission. So abductions are 6 soldiers, and UFOs are 8. All right, so what do we got? I would like to take a Shiv. I would like to take, and with the Shiv, the only thing we can load is a laser sight. We're going to take that. All of our intro mission soldiers are back. So I think the goal is to try to get people to Lance Corporal as soon as possible. So I'm going to take all my soldiers here and try to get them closer to promotions. Kowalski, or Kowalski, I'm not sure how to say that, a Polish name. Let's see, so tack armor gives me more HP. Yeah, and having more HP is really, really crucial. I can equip a strike rifle because I am a scout, but the strike rifle, so it does 1 more damage than an assault rifle. Actually, let me check. It does 1 more damage. It has a pen. It's got 20 crit and it has plus 10 aim. Same 20 crit, but no aim. Got it. So you can hit better with a strike rifle, but it only has 2 ammo. And then you take a penalty when you're close range. Okay, so that's all fine. How would I like to do this? I'm actually not sure. Hold on. Let me unequip. Let me decide who to take first. All right, so I think Graf I'm going to leave out, because I said Graf will eventually become a Psi operative. So I'm focusing on... Basically, I'm going to build Graf differently than I would normally build my other soldiers. And with EU, I think I'm taking a carbine on the infantry. The carbine gives you extra aim. So it's either the battle rifle that deals extra damage but has less aim, or it's the carbine that just hits better. And I think because of light 'em up, I think I'm going to try the carbine. Yeah, and the battle rifle only has 2 ammo, right? Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to try the carbine with the infantry. With the gunner... So they've changed the LMG in Long Rebalance. LMG used to be a squad sight weapon. It is no longer a squad sight weapon. But what it is it's heavier. So the weight is higher, which means you lose mobility. It has a lot less aim. It does more damage. I'm comparing this to the saw. And you lose 1 inventory slot. So the saw has 6 damage, minus 10 aim, compared to the LMG, which has 8 damage. So 2 extra damage, but minus 30 aim. So I'm going to start with the saw here. And we're going to leave it like that. Okay. We're going to take Wilson the medic. And with the medic, the question is, what kind of crazy nonsense am I going to do with the medic? I actually think I'm going to try the medic with a battle rifle. So the medic has really poor, not the medic, Wilson specifically has really low aim. So, if I take a 63% shot at something, like, what am I going to hit? Or I'm not going to hit anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use steady weapon. And I believe steady weapon just adds plus 70% to... Oh, actually, I think they changed it. Hold on, let me check the wiki real quick, because I remember reading a line in the changelog about changing this. So if I look up non-perk abilities... Here, we can pull this up on the screen and see what I'm reading. There we go. All right, so what I'm looking for is steady weapon. Grants double base aim. Got it. So this used to just be a flat plus 70 aim. So my analysis was going to be, since Roberts is going to steady a shot anyway, like it doesn't matter whether I have 63 aim or 53 aim, because plus 70 just puts you over 100. But that being said, right, so the difference is going to be 106 aim versus 126 aim. I think I'd rather take this with plus 1 damage. Yeah, I'm going to try the battle rifle. Okay. And I definitely want the ceramic plating on the medic. I'm going to do a little bit of tanking with this fella. Okay. That's 5 soldiers. Okay. We are in Mexico because that's our home country. Your UFOs, I think, are always in... country, well, not always, most of the time in countries where you have a satellite. So at the beginning it's just your home country. You get a home ground bonus if your player's home, like, nationality matches the country, and it's something pretty significant. It's like 1.3 tiles of mobility, 20 will, and like 10 aim or something. It's pretty fantastic. Okay, so with you, we're just going to take a regular battle rifle. I think we're going to take a plating because I'm going to put the rookie in dangerous positions. Okay, so we have 2 more. And out of the 2 more, I said my goal was to get as many Lance Corporals as possible, so I think I'm going to take some of these specialists. How about this? Chloe. I don't know how to say this last name. I feel like in French, the G is like a soft G, so it's like Girard instead of Girard, I think. But I'm very poorly educated in foreign languages, so I'm going to do a lot of, like, saying the name wrong. All right, so the engineer, I think it's just going to take a carbine. Not because I want to do a whole lot of shooting with the engineer, but just, having a carbine might get me out of a sticky situation. I think the engineer as well is going to get put in positions to get shot at. Okay. 1 more. I feel like I have a very, weak offensive squad, right? There are not a lot of soldiers who are going to do great at shooting, but I think... And this was true with other versions of Long War, right? Like, there comes a point in the campaign where your soldiers are just very good at shooting things from a distance, and you can do, front-to-back fights and just have a bunch of shooting people. But I think earlier in the game you have to rely a lot more on positioning, and so it makes more sense to have soldiers that are able to survive in an awkward position rather than soldiers who are just good at shooting. I think that's my analysis on the early game. All right, Saito is a Rocketeer. low HP causes your rockets to scatter more, and you also have lower throw range. So it's on like the Discord and the subreddit, I think like Saito turning into a Rocketeer is like a bit of a whatchamacallit. It's like a meme, but also I think people tend to like Saito as a soldier a lot, so they get happy when Saito does good things. Okay, so we're gonna take a javelin rocket. Shaped charges does not give you an extra rocket. It just allows your rockets to hit harder. I could take this, but I think I'm going to do this because Saito just has too low HP to begin with. Okay, so those are the soldiers I'm taking. Now let's talk about equipment. All right, so one thing that is interesting to consider is the alien trophy. The alien trophy, number one, gives you side defense, and so normally your will, it just is like minus that much percent to get hit by side attacks. So this gives you an extra 30. So instead of 39% dodge, I get 69% dodge, which is quite significant, right? I think like in the early game, non-mind merged sectoids are hitting you with like 50 to 60% base mind phrase. And doing this makes it so that like you don't really get mind frayed. And then the plus 20 experience, the plus 20% experience is also very nice. I think like I'm expecting to get something like 140, 150 or so EXP from the mission. And so 20% on top of that was like an extra 30. Now the unfortunate part is whether or not I equip the alien trophy isn't going to push me to the next promotion. So it's like, yes, nice to have, but like, okay. So that being said, what I would like is, I think, like I'm going to be shooting from a distance. I think I want a battle scanner and then maybe a smoke grenade. Okay. With the infantry, I definitely want to be tanky. And I actually think I want to use an alien trophy. And my rationale here is Mind Fray affects your shooting soldiers a lot more. And so I really need this fellow to be able to like shoot, but also having drum mags gives me 5 ammo. Wait, does drum mags reduce your aim? It does. It's minus 5% aim. I don't like that. What if I take high cap mags? Because I have 3 ammo. Now I'll have 4 ammo, which means I can double shoot for 2 turns before I have to reload. That actually might be the better option. Yeah, let's do that. The gunner. I want the gunner to be tanky. And having a medkit actually I don't think is a bad idea. Wilson gets 2 medkits by default. And I think I'm going to use a concussion grenade. I want you to have an AP grenade. And I want you to have an AP grenade. The map that I'm about to go on doesn't have a lot of destructible cover in the places that matter. So I think this is what I want to do. Now, I only have 1 flashbang against outsiders. Huh. Maybe, but I really like the shredding that happens from these. So I feel like the difference here is, right, like I'm making a decision to put ceramic platings on people, assuming they're going to get shot once and live, versus putting concussive grenades on people and then expecting them to not get shot, right? maybe I just put here. We'll do this. If anyone's gonna get shot and die, I want it to be the rookie. Sorry, Fuentes, but not other people. Okay, let's try this. See what happens. Okay. So I think during this screen, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video, and we'll go to part 2 in a second. All right. Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see some of you next time. Peace.